Hello, everybody. This is Andy, and welcome to episode 30 of Omnifactory. This is going to be the final episode of the series. We are going to craft every single creative item, and as you can see, I've done a little bit of prepping, and also there was an issue with the first couple of minutes of this video that I recorded, so I've already crafted up the creative storage upgrade and the creative drums. Didn't really miss much, literally just had to put in the recipe and add in the recipes for like two things, like these storage crates and a couple of these drums, and now we have them. So what I can do is just leave all of the stuff for the creative vending upgrade in this chest, and as we get closer to this actual item, we can move on. Also, I've been AFKing for the last 2 and some change weeks, and I now have all of the hearts of the universe that we need to finish the pack. You didn't really miss much. I know I left off the last episode with absolutely no hearts. I had just ordered my first set of hearts, but I literally just had to press this button to order hearts every once in a while, and it would go. It is also now possible for us to order eternal catalysts, however many we desire at a time, and we're going to need a lot of these, so it's perfectly fine. I think the only thing I needed to add in for these was a solidifying recipe for the motes of omnium, because I had been solidifying the omnium ingots, but never the actual motes, so now we're good there. I can also order the infinity catalysts, however many I want. It's a little bit bigger of a recipe than the other one is, so it does take up some time to craft, and it might need to occasionally send off microminers. However, we can make these now. The next thing we might as well get out of the way in the creative vending upgrade craft is the 28 infinity ingots that are used in it. I should be able to press start and it will just go. It has to send off 28 draconium plated micro dragon hunter. I think that's the tier 8 microminer, in order to actually finish the craft, but we can do stuff in the meantime in order to make that work. This is also going to be a large craft. This is 36 infinity plates, and we need 6 of them. This is the main sink for infinity ingots in this pack. Now that we have the drum and the near infinite storage upgrade, we should work on the creative energy cell. This is one of the easier ones as well. I've already put in the recipe for this. This required a little bit of automation, like doing this whole thing, but other than that, we can now make this, and it's very simple to make as well. It doesn't even require any like creative ingredients, no infinity catalysts or anything like that. The one thing is this craft might not be very happy in applied energistics, so I might have to do this one by one, but I'm going to try and put everything into applied energistics first and see if it works. There's also 2 other items that we might have issues with. The creative flux capacitor, which uses all 5 different types of basics, as well as the wyvern and draconic flux capacitors, both of which I just need to add recipes in for. I already have all the other ones, and the creative jetpack, which is actually an incredibly obnoxious recipe. I think we have most of the stuff that we need in for this already. It's just a matter of actually doing the crafting, but yeah, it's a little annoying. Alright, I've tried my best to auto-craft these capacitors with applied energistics. It's just not going to work. They don't like to go up the chain all the way, which is an issue when you need to go entirely up the chain. I also should just go ahead and add in the recipes for wyvern. I actually need to change this to a processing pattern as well, and draconic needs to go in as a crafting, come out as, oh, that's not right. For some reason, I couldn't get the draconic recipe to import correctly, but whatever. We need to set these up on, I believe, mechanical crafters, and there are 6 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of them. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can just throw a recipe into each one. So you'll get that, and so on and so forth. Alright, there we go. Now all the recipes in here are set in stone, even the draconic flux capacitor, which is a little bit annoying to get done because it kind of requires a lot of things. But it's in there now, and we should be able to craft the energy cell and the flux capacitor if I put them into the packager and unpackager here. But this thing's doing some work right now, so I'm not going to interrupt it, and we'll put that stuff in later. let's instead start working on something else. How about this? Let's see what I don't have. Unsurprisingly, the answer turned out to be most things. Mostly the issue is I've never made battery buffers before, and these are all battery buffers. These are 7 different types of battery buffers, and they all require their own 16x wire. So I need to put in recipes for all of this junk. But after a little bit of recipe input, I think if I put the recipe for the creative energy cell into the crafting tables over there again, we're once again ready to go. So I guess I'll take that off the list for the time being. And what in here can I not craft? Actually, there's nothing in here I can't craft. I mean, I guess I need a recipe for infinity plates, but that's incredibly simple and I can put it in right now. I do need to make sure what tier compressor does it require? 30,000 EU per tick for 5 seconds. That's really not that long. These are LUV compressors, right? Singularity compressor. This is an LUV line. Yes, so I can literally just put it in my compressor distribution, and we should. Oh, I'm out of slots. Shoot. Is there anywhere else that it can go? Singularity compressors here, but I don't know what's going in these. You're going there. I guess the next lowest hanging fruit is the creative RF source. However, that requires us to deal with this recipe. It's not 81 different power generators, but it's at least 30 or 40, and some of these are extra utilities power generators. These might be a huge issue because technically these all have the exact same item ID. Is that what it is? Technically, these are all the same items. They're only differentiated by, I think, NBT data. So Applied Energistics is not a huge fan of that, and I don't know how we're going to end up crafting them all. It might end up being a bunch of... Ooh, lag spike. It might end up being a bunch of mechanical crafters. By my count, this is 49 different generators that I've pinned here. We have recipes for a lot of them, like the solar panels, so I can just get to those, check, make sure the recipe's in the ME system, and then leave it be. But a bunch of these are gonna need crafting recipes, so let's make, or I already have some, let's make some more patterns. All right, I've narrowed down what we already have and knocked out the easy ones into here. So all that's left, it's just like 20 something generators. That's really easy and not obnoxious at all. These aren't the hard ones that might not be able to be auto-crafted. All right, here are the rest of the recipes I've added for the ultimate generator. And I think this just might actually work if I'm using do not use substitutions on this mode. Maybe Applied Energistics has gotten smarter since I last used it, but because it seems like it knows which one of these it needs to craft. That's a bad one because I still need to make ice. We have 3 things left to semi-automate because we only need a couple thousand of each of them, and that is lava, ice, and pink dye. Pink dye is going to be the hardest. That one is never going to be fully automated because screw it. Lava I can set up right now on camera should I want to, and I kind of want to, so whoopsies. I'm going to put a pressurized fluid tank here, creative tank, lava bucket, whack it with that so it goes into there, put an interface right on the back here with a recipe that says bucket turns into lava bucket, and we'll just tell this thing to push and pull. And now if we go into our Applied Energistics system and say we want 100 buckets of lava, it's going to say, oh no, I have to make 99 more buckets. And it'll say, okay, and it'll start shoving them in here and hopefully push them out. Yep, you can't really tell that it's getting pushed from here because it fills so quickly, but it is definitely working. So great. Ice is just going to come from a glacial precipitator, which I can just make. I cannot apparently just make. I think I have substitutions on, so if I just craft 1,000 jungle wood and then make the glacial precipitator, it'll be fine. Perfect. Alrighty, here is the glacial precipitator just in my random machines section. You know, anything and everything will go here. Let's go ahead and upgrade it to resonant so it'll work a little bit faster, and might as well give it a couple of auxiliary reception coils just so it's very fast. And that was very loud, but now it makes ice incredibly quickly. Let's lock this, and I'll give it a storage bus. For the pink dye, I think I'm just going to use the rose red and bone meal recipe because I believe we have infinite bones. Right? Please tell me we have infinite bones. That is decidedly not infinite bones. Shoot. Wait, I've just discovered a wonderful recipe. This is going to give us infinite bones. And I just need to find a rose bush so I can get a ton of rose red dye really quickly. And, ooh, this looks like it. Perfect. And thank you. Hopefully, 4,000 bones is enough to finish the playthrough. And now I get to have the very fun job of clicking on this rose bush 8 billion times with bone meal to get some flowers. I will say, the item dislocator gives a very pleasant sound. I've got 7 stacks of rose bushes, which turns into 14 stacks of rose red. That's kind of a lot. Hopefully it will be enough to carry us through the rest of the pack. Just in case, though, we're going to have this rosebush live right here until I've made the creative vending upgrade. The ultimate generator really wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Next up, we are going to have to work on the creative mill. This is going to kind of suck. There's, what, 5 different types of mills that we need. We need ultimate speed upgrades, and that's about it. These will mostly just be crafting recipes, I think. Yeah, these won't be that bad. But this is going to be a little obnoxious. Oh, and as I was finishing up the recipe for the rainbow generator, since this requires perfective opinium cores, I put in all the recipes all the way up. And I think that actually means I finished the creative energy source from extra utilities as well. Those 28 infinity ingots that I ordered, I don't know, an hour ago at this point, they've finally finished, and I ordered 32 more. So this is going to take some time because it actually has to send off the tier 8 microminers to get some chaos shards. Yeah, as you can see, and it has a bunch of crafting to do. But I think the slowest thing in here is still the chaotic cores, so we have some time to wait. This might take 3 or 4 hours to finish the craft, but that's okay. Instead of just throwing these things into the creative vending upgrade chest, I think we should put them to use. We're going to make all of this stuff in here, well, to the fullest extent that we can. I'm still missing 4 infinity ingots. These things, I counted them up, take a total of 32 infinity ingots. We have 28, so, you know, we got a little bit of a waiting to do, but that's okay. We can set up every other thing in here. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do this stuff for the creative mill really quickly, because it's just going to require some enchanters. And I'm not even going to automate this. We are going to do this on demand. So I'll just make, I will not make 10. How about 2 more? Sounds good to me. I'm already producing the drops of evil for this thing, so the only things we have left are these 4 recipes. And one of these is a little more obnoxious than the others. There is no crafting recipe for apples. I need to set up an oak tree farming station, which is just, like, not hard, just a little bit annoying. So let me put the rest of these recipes in here to go into the enchanters, and then I think we can set up the farming station. I think I've gone ahead and decided we're going to do it right here. It's right next to our power generation stuff up here. And, oh look, pigs. Why are they all... How did you guys get there? Whatever. It also just happens to fit perfectly in this little square right here. This is exactly a chunk, so I don't know how this got to be here, but, hey, I'll take it. And alright, there we go. A tree farm going. There is one issue, however. I have a indestructible axe in here, no indestructible hoe. So I think I want to try to make the Draconico because I don't think this thing has durability, and it's a little overpowered for the job, but it's not that expensive. So let's go home and make it. This guy isn't doing anything at the moment, so let's do him. We need 2 Awakened Draconium blocks, 1 Awakened Core, 1 Energy Core, and it should go. That's actually incredibly quick. It's a really quick craft. Okay, so Draconic Hoe. And thank you. No durability, right? Yes, I think no durability. Hopefully this works. Yeah, no, it works just fine. Sweet, so this farm will now run forever, even though I think it's already made very close to the maximum amount of apples that we'll need. But yeah, okay, we're getting really close to being able to actually, no, we can make the creative mill now. I just need to make the ultimate generators. In the meantime, while we're waiting for those couple of infinity ingots to finish crafting up, I think we've got maybe like an hour left to go. Let's set up a couple more package crafters because I'm going to set up package crafters specifically for all of this infinity gear stuff because I think there's just too many recipes to throw them all in those. The first recipe we needed was this ultimate gem, and I just want to make sure. Yeah, it looks like we can craft all of these things. Let's make like 10 just to make sure everything is going to go all right. I hear things running in the background, which means it's making these enticing crystals. It'll probably make some weather crystals, and hopefully everything works just fine. Looks good to me. Hopefully this thing will finish, shove it back in the AE system just like it always does. Yep, looking good. Alright, that was incredibly painful, but I'm fairly certain every single recipe is in, and if I just ask for them, my IMI system, though struggling, will be able to craft everything. Ooh, it's missing something. Or is it just missing bytes? It might just be missing bytes, and that looks like what it is. Do I really not have a standard 262K CPU? Oh no, these are all 64s, and these are... Oh, these are just a little bit too short. These are 256K. Ah, that's a little bit unfortunate, but I guess I could just upgrade them really quickly. Just make sure there's no crafting going on in any of these, because they will break, and we can upgrade to 512K, which means we should be able to order most things. Okay, friends, it is now the next day, and I believe every single recipe that is required to finish the pack is now input into our ME system. I can choose to make any of these items whenever I want. However, I do have a stipulation here. Oh, also, it is the next day, and I ordered 22 more Hearts of the Universe because I miscalculated, and you actually need, I believe, 343 hearts to finish the pack, including the first one for the creative tank. So, yeah, I have a little bit more now. But there is one stipulation. I think it might be time to consider a little bit of cheating. We do a little bit of cheating, and I'm going to be upfront with you guys about this. I'm kind of done with this pack. I've loved every minute of it. I have played through the entire thing, and I've spent a lot of time. In fact, I've spent the last 3 months or so AFKing, trying to make this factory as good as possible. However, I believe I have spent enough time in this pack. I would like to finish this pack, but I will not be finishing it legitimately. I have the ability and the means to craft every single item for the creative vending upgrade. It's all in here, everything is perfect, and it'll just take some time. However, I don't want to spend the next week or so waiting for crafts to finish. Like, yeah, I could go through, tweak this system, speed it up, tweak this system, speed it up, have my my missions go out faster. These are problems that are fixed in the newer version of Omnifactory, in the dev version of Omnifactory, because you can overclock these machines. Right now, if I need to make infinity ingots, it needs to send off like 100 missions or 200 missions, and that's just not feasible when each of them takes 5 minutes. And then if you're sending out for chaos shards, you need a 3-minute mission on the tier 7 and a 4-minute mission on the tier 8. That's just, it's just an incredible amount of time. In addition to that, we also have issues with things like the creative flux capacitor. So I think I need 4 of these. I have the means to craft every single one of these items, except Applied Energistics doesn't recognize them as the correct items because these, the packaged recipe and extended crafting don't, packaged auto and extended crafting don't recognize the ability to use substitutions. So it's looking for an item with different NBT data than the ones that are input in the recipe, and I can't change it without picking up the item into my inventory and making the NBT data different than both of the items. So, yeah. Once again, I believe these are issues that are fixed in the dev version of the game. Another complaint that I have about the end of this pack is the Infinity solar panels. These things cost 37 Hearts of the Universe per. I think this is insane. This is 200 and what, you need 6 of them? 222 Hearts of the Universe to craft 6 of the items for this recipe. That is significantly more than all of the rest of them. Even these Infinity like things right here, they only cost 32 for all 5 of them, and this is the best armor and weapon you can have in the entire game in any mod. And even given that, it still takes forever to send off missions for these Infinity Ingots because you need so many of them and they require so much. These need to send off missions for Heart Dragon Hearts, you need missions for Chaos Catalysts and other things because, what is it? This requires 4 Chaotic Cores, this is 16 Chaos Shards, so that's 4 missions, 5 missions per, and it's just an extra week of crafting that I'm not going to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go on mini vacations between each of these crafts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to order as many as I need, and then I'm going to pretend like I just went and AFK'd for 5 or 6 hours and let the craft finish, and I'm going to give myself the items. I'm sure this is disappointing, but it's the way I want to do this, and I feel like it's time to move on. So the first thing we need is 6 of these creative RF sources. Let's go ahead and make sure that this thing can be crafted. I do have the ability to craft it with bytes. Is there anything in here that is missing? Ultimate generators. Wait, do you actually not know how to make ultimate generators? That would be a huge oversight on my part. Okay, it's not a huge oversight. I've already put in all the recipes for this. It's just I forgot to put it into the crafting thing. So we need it on the ultimate pattern. Toss that in there, save it, and then I should just be able to throw it back in here, and hopefully the recipe will work now. And I actually missed a couple of recipes in the power storage or whatever it was. The last one I need to put in is the neutron reflector, and that just requires an assembler, which is going to be a very high tier assembler because it needs to run fast. Except it'll never get actually run because I'm going to click start and then cancel the craft and then give myself the items. But you know, I want the infrastructure to be there. Should I want to finish the pack actually, I could have. It's just the time investment would have been too much. And here we go, with the exception of this one supercharged laser array, which is only being stored up to 2048, I would have to order this in, I think, 2 crafts. Also because of the bytes issue, everything is ready to go. So I'm gonna pretend press start, and then give myself a couple of these bad boys. So that's the creative RF source. Where is, oh, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, how wonderful. Another one to put in the crafting table. And there we are, starting to fill in. I also need 2 creative energy cells, and this should go. It does take a minute to calculate the crafting plan because they are just simply so large, but I could press start should I want to. I have every single item in here, and crafting complete. How wonderful. And there we go, that's how it's looking now. Next, I need 2 watering cans. These are actually incredibly simple recipes. I might actually just let these go because, ooh, am I missing something? What am I missing? I am missing basic watering cans. Do I not have, I definitely have basic watering cans in here. No way I forgot that recipe. It looks like I actually forgot the recipe, so let's go ahead and add in that recipe really quickly, and then I can order them. No, the basic watering can recipe is definitely in there. It must just not be recognizing it. Let me try and find it in here. I can't see it, but it says it's in the ME system. Yep, there it is. Oh, it must just not show up when you search up basic. So can I craft 10 of those? Yes, I can. Craft me 100 of those, and let's see if the recipe will work. And now it's telling me it has no idea how to make these. So this is part of the issue. This is one of the reasons why I'm not going to craft all this stuff by hand. The ME system should work, and it doesn't. And I don't want to waste a couple hours of my time crafting this stuff up by hand. So we have the ability to make the creative watering can. So we now have the creative watering can. And I believe those go right here. Here's all of the stuff required for the creative flux capacitor, and once again, as you can see, it is not recognizing the actual flux capacitors in here. So we are once again going to cheat in the 4 of them that I need. Oh, don't. I shouldn't have that. And here are all of the items required for the 4 creative jetpacks. This recipe actually says it will work, though I'm almost certain it will get stuck with a flux capacitor somewhere because it does need to make a bunch of flux capacitors, and I just don't see it going well, and throwing the multiple jetpacks into the crafter is just probably not going to happen. So once again, we give ourselves the 4 that are required to finish the pack, and I put them in here wherever they're supposed to go. Here are all the items for the creative ME energy cell. And I could press start once again, should I want to, but you know how it is. 4 of these, and they're ready to go into the creative vending upgrade. You get the gist. Could craft the solar panels of infinity. I would have to do it one by one, but it would just take too long. And this recipe is actually humongous because it needs to generate the ability to craft 37 catalysts and then hearts of the universe. I already have 32 ingots crafted. That's why this one will work, but the rest of them would just be like a week of waiting. So solar panels of infinity are coming into my inventory just like that. Same thing for the creative mill and the creative energy sources, and this thing's looking really filled out. We just need the infinity armor, which I think I'm going to actually like realistically craft because I think it might work. Infinity. Okay, perfect. Infinity helmet. Make me one of these. It shouldn't be that hard. I take it back. It's not going to recognize the draconic armor, and if I put the draconic armor into my inventory, we're going to have issues. So infinity armor comes to me, and the Sword of the Cosmos, I believe, has the exact same issue. So there it is. And there we go, guys. That is the entire recipe for the creative vending upgrade. And if I click here, it should just give it to me. And that's it. That's the end of the pack. If you want to get infinity or creative vending upgrades, you just throw it into a drawer, apply the upgrade, and then you have 2 billion of them. You can lock it in there too. And now if I want more, I can just say, oh, give me infinite creative vending upgrades. And there we go, guys. I'm not going to pretend like this is anything but an incredibly disappointing ending. It's not very climactic, it's not very fancy, but I have thoroughly enjoyed this pack and I love what was offered to it. And I believe I have done something really fantastic here. I have created a base that could finish it if given the time. I'm just choosing not to because I value my own time, and I'm kind of in college, so I have a lot going on and a lot of schoolwork to do, along with other series I'm trying to create, so yeah. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like or something. Maybe leave a dislike, honestly. This is a terrible way to go out, but hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I'll see you in the next series, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye-bye.